So Square says that they have absolutely no plans to release Final Fantasy VII Remake on any other platforms than the PS4.
Well, I would hope not. I mean,
Really?
Final Fantasy VII?
Remake, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want any more remakes. Are we talking?
No, we're talking the remake.
Oh, the actual remake.
They're saying they don't have any
exclusive.
plans. They don't have any plans to go put it on any other console than PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant this is going to be the last remake they're doing with Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, I don't want to see this anymore.
No.
Okay. I'm okay with that. It's a Sony game.
I think
it's a Sony original.
I think it's dumb, and this is why. This game has cost them so much fucking money. They spent years telling everyone that the game would be too costly, too hard to recoup the money if they did it. And then they finally go in on it. They make all of these moves that end up costing them orders of magnitude more money than just any other version of a remake would have, that everyone would have been perfectly happy with. And now they're going to lock it to one place to make their money back. This just seems like one questionable decision after another to me.
Yeah.
The remake is looking really good, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it doesn't. But to hear them bitch about money and time for so long, and then for them to start this thing off, half-ass it and hand it to somebody to the point where they have to erase 2 years worth of work and start over again.
Well, the only thing I can think of is a couple of things. Either Sony's paying for exclusivity.
Well, they have to be, obviously. Yeah.
So if they're paying for that,
and it
then,
better be a huge amount of money.
Well, and the brand Final Fantasy, I know it's branched out over the years, but especially
it's on everything now. PC, Xbox, everything.
But I mean, Final Fantasy, like back in the day, Final Fantasy 7, 8 stuff.
Well, that was only PlayStation.
It was on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And I honestly think the reason why they bitch so much about money and shit is because they're trying to convince the people that it's worth paying $60 per episode that you're going to get, right? I don't think that they actually believe that they're spending too much money on this game. I think that's just a tactic that they're using to make the consumer feel.
Well, they were saying this long before they even started making it, but this is playing the long game.
They knew what the fuck they were
playing the long game.
100%. Dude, these companies, they don't plan this shit out and go, oh yeah, we're just going to... They knew what they were doing since the moment they greenlit this shit on the back end. And my thing is they're playing on the heartstrings, because if you come out and you just go, hey, guess what, $60 an episode, get fucked. You know, what else can they say? The only things that they can say is it's going to be so much more than the original Final Fantasy VII. Then you're going to have people that are going to go, I don't want more than the original Final Fantasy VII. I just want Final Fantasy VII remade. So they can't really play that card. All they can do is say, listen, we're recreating this game and all the things that you love from the newest titles that you've come to know and love today, but we're keeping the heart of Final Fantasy VII there, and it's costing us a fuck ton of money, so much so that we have to do it in episodic things, and now it's going to cost you this much. I think that was just a play. I think it was a smart play, business decision wise, to whine and complain about it, because then you're going to get people that are going to argue on podcasts about.
Yeah.
Well, you know how expensive games are to make. Well, yeah, of course, but that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
Yeah.
And the thing is they're trying to make it seem like it's their problem, but we're going to help them out. Like we're part of this with them. You know, they're doing us the honors of creating something, and so we just got to get on board with going the extra mile. So, my guess is Sony's paying a buttload of money.
It's got to be a huge amount of money, right?
Yeah. And another thing is they're probably paying it because the new consoles are coming out and they want to keep people on PlayStation, which would be another smart play as well. They don't want people going out and buying Xboxes or not getting rid of their Xboxes or getting rid of their Xboxes so they can continue to keep playing Sony products. We're on the bounds of probably, honestly, I know it's going to be controversial, but I think this is this console right here, this PS5 and the Xbox Scorpion or whatever it is, I think this is going to be the last official console, that console wars that we're going to get as we know it. I think everything else coming out from here on in, they're going to be coming out with PCs, bro. Like they're going to be gaming hubs. They're already, but I don't even think they're going to call it consoles anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting so powerful. And before you used to be able to make that distinctiveness between PCs and consoles, because you used to be able to do so much more graphically with a PC. Now we're getting to the point now where consoles are PCs, and the graphics, sure, you can do more with modding and things like that. Of course, PCs are always doing better things because you can upgrade more frequently. With the new consoles, you buy the hardware and you got to wait 6-7 years to buy new hardware. But I think the next one that's going to come out, I think they're going to be upgradable. I think they're literally going to be computers. And so
I don't disagree with you entirely, but I think instead of it going that route, I think it's just going to be because cloud gaming and stuff is, by the time these things
that's
phase
true
out.
too. Yep.
So you're looking at PlayStation 5 earliest end of next year.
Yep.
Possibility of it being 2021.
Yeah.
And then you're going to tack between 6 and 8 years
For
on
the next
that.
one. Yeah.
And then look at where we're already seeing cloud gaming start to come into it with Microsoft's Azure servers.
Yep.
And the
Stadia.
Google Stadia thing and everything. Give that another. That's almost a decade there.
Imagine what that's going to be like then.
Right? Like, look at what we did. If we look back 10 years, going to 2009, and look at and now gaming wise.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there, right?
Yeah,
So,
and there's a great argument to be had too. It's like, hey, you're no longer having to buy a console anymore. Now you're paying for a subscription.
Yeah.
It's a different type of sell. It'll be a shock to our gaming culture for sure. But I think over the next 8 years, we're going to be used to it. We're going to be basically bred into it.
So the only thing that I can see that would slow that down, that would still necessitate having something like consoles, is that they do fill a very important and not insignificant portion of the market where there are people that probably can't afford to be doing subscription services.
Yep.
And we already know that there are people that can't necessarily afford to have a gaming PC that's like super powerful versus a console.
Yeah.
And so the console still represents a lot of value for a large section of people. So the hardest call will be, for example, how expensive are these services going to be for streaming games? And then more importantly, in places like here in North America, for example, how good is the internet going to be on average for that segment in 8 or 10 years?
Yeah.
Because right now there's a huge swath of both Canada and the US that are still rocking absolutely atrocious internet.
Yep.
And many people in the States with restrictive caps to data.
Yeah.
And so unless that field changes, which it totally can in 10 years.
That's a long time, man.
We're also talking about telecoms, and they don't move all that fast if they don't have to, because there's only a handful of them, and they're making so much money.
Yeah.
That if it ain't, they're in the if it ain't broke, don't fix it category.
Don't even look at it.
Fucking think about it. And so it's crazy. And I mean Google is I think right now trying to convince the courts that there is competition in the search engine market. And they have some over 90%.
They own it
on theirs.
They own it. So yeah, no, I'm with you. So my guess is, man, it's Sony keeping people on the Sony platform. Win the console wars, or help. Let's be real, dude. As much as this game is costing to make, this game is going to make so much goddamn money.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's going to make so much, bro.
It's going to make a lot of money, yeah.
This is like the Avengers coming out, bro. It's like, even if you've got Marvel fatigue, superhero fatigue, this game's going to come out, bro, and you're going to go
do big things.
You're going to go watch it because you're going to have to. And in this case, you're going to go play it because you have to.
Because you have to.
That's it. It's the Game of Thrones train, bro. That's what this is, man. If there is one iconic game to make in the history of games,
it would be 7.
It's 7. I can't think of any other remake that you could do in history of gaming that is this impactful.
Where is this music coming from? Are you like logging into NoPixel somehow?
No.
No, you're not even in queue. Do you have a stream up?
No, that was just my...
Where is this music coming from? I don't even know if it's something the stream can hear.
Oh, no, they would definitely say something. My headphones aren't even on loud. Weird, bruh.
That's wacky, bro.
Don't know where it's coming from.
It's wacky, but yeah, there's no other game I can think of that people have wanted a remake of more than Final Fantasy VII. There's the entire culture of remaking video games almost almost centered around Final Fantasy VII
Yes.
for a long time,
Yes.
right? And the amount of interest that was generated around that certainly had to have had a major impact in just how much other remakes of other games.
Okay, now I'm literally hearing you. Is somebody?
Discord?
That's what I was thinking, but did you hear that?
Yes, that was the music from like a fucking Red Dead Redemption.
Dude, I'm not even saying, I literally have no idea. Like, I had Streamlabs up, so unless somebody was donating music off.
Maybe? Amazing. Oh, they heard it now. Okay.
What the actual
That was
living fuck? That is so confusing, dude. My phone's right here. It's not my phone. All right.
Room's haunted with video game music. I think it had to have had a major impact in how the rest of all this remake culture has cropped up, and now we're seeing remakes of all sorts of stuff, or more specifically, I guess, or more frequently, remasters.
Yes.
But similar vein, right? I mean, it's really expensive to remake a game, but remastering it has been very popular, and I think a lot of that had to be on the back of just seeing how much people wanted to see Final Fantasy VII,
Yep.
and then it kind of spilled from there. Because as soon as everyone was getting excited about that, it was like, man, Final Fantasy VII is great, but what if we also had this over here?
Exactly.
Or what if we had this over here?
And for the longest time, I think Sony's actually done something right where they've waited. They could have done this remake 5 years ago,
yeah,
3 years ago, 2 years ago, but now it's coming at the point where new consoles are coming out. We've reached the pinnacle of what you can do with remaking. Now they're remaking a game in a way. It's like the Lion King remake that's happening right now. It's a complete remake, but it's a totally new vision of the original.
yes.
And you're looking at it and going, "Wow, this looks crazy."
Actually, a more re-envisioning of the original is Mulan, which we'll probably end up talking about the trailer for that.
That looks pretty dope too.
That's actually such a hardcore reimagining. It's almost not even.
It's
the
almost
same.
not even the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it looks cool. I mean, listen, they're gonna have my money. I'm not happy about it, but they're gonna have my money.
It's like a meth addiction.
Yes.
I know. I'm not happy about it, but here I am.
I need it.
Give me the meth.